Hey everybody, it's Colette Baron-Reid. Welcome to the Universal Energy Forecast for this week, October the 5th, and it's official, yay! My Wisdom of the Oracle divination cards are out now, and you can get them at Hay House or right on the Hay House website front, and Amazon and any other bookseller close to you. I'm super, super excited to be able to finally share them with you. And I'm going to continue using them so you can get used to them, and also because they are channeled and there's lots of wisdom in them, so I'm super excited. Now, let's talk about this week. When I do the Universal Energy Forecast, it's not so much a prophecy or a prediction of the conditions. That is not what this is. This is about the storytelling that you tell yourself when you are responding and reacting to outer conditions. So they're more invitations than they are predictions to actually how to work with the energy that is affecting all of us. For example, this week we have a balance of 2 upright cards and 2 cards in the protection position, and they tell a story. So I want you to think about how that story applies to you and what you can do to work with this energy this week that's going to be affecting all of us. So remember, it's not about predicting the conditions, the outer conditions. It's more about inviting you to enter into a space and enter into the energy that's inviting you to evolve. So I hope that makes sense to you. Anyway, so the first card is Breathe, and it's in the protection position. And it's telling us not to be lazy this week. So, you know, I find that I get like that when it's raining, and I know that on the east coast of the US and Canada, it's been a lot of rain, and I can get super lazy and I don't want to think, and I just want to kind of stay in my old stuff. When it's raining too much, I get really tired. So this is warning you and me to really get up out of bed, go for a brisk walk, like take an umbrella if it's raining, you know, exercise. Don't let yourself get into apathy. The other thing this reminds us about too is that when the world events seem to be like out of control completely and you feel so apathetic that you can't do anything about it, or that, and actually I had a reading this week where somebody said, when I was talking to them about these really amazing things that were possible for them, looking at the possibility that they could manifest for themselves, they were like, well, no, that doesn't happen to me. So there's this expectation that things are just going to be as they always have been. And that's very dangerous to think this week. We are powerful co-creators, but we have to get out of bed and we have to get out of the armchair. We can't be armchair astronauts this week. It's okay to dream, but this week is about action. So remember, every breath is precious, and you and I are both powerful co-creators. Okay, so that's breathe, breathe in the protection position. Oh, that's like Peter Piper picked up whatever. So now the next card is Flexible. And flexible is all about being flexible, and it is in the upright position. So it really talks to us about how do we flow with the challenges that come to us in times of uncertainty. Very specifically, because we all know this is what's happening to all of us. The human race is being invited into uncharted territory right now. And how can any of us expect to know what we're doing? So any of your rigid beliefs, you know, where are you being dogmatic? Where are you accepting rigid beliefs that were taught to you? This is a really good week to actually ask yourselves those questions, you know, like, oh, am I reacting to this because this is how it's always been done, right? It's this whole sense of apathy and, oh, well, it's always like that. So I'm not gonna ask, is there a possible better way? So it's asking us all to think about what flexibility means to us and how do we move beyond the rigid constructs of our past thoughts, feelings, and specifically our beliefs, okay? And how that, remember, if we do what we did or if we think what we thought, we're gonna get what we got. So we want something new, we want something different, we need to be flexible, and it's also about being teachable this week, right? So get out of bed and be teachable. Now, the next card is Come to the Edge in the protection position. Now, Come to the Edge in the protection position is all about courage. Now, this reminds us about false evidence appearing real. That when we're afraid to take a risk because we are used to things not working out, or because we have this fear that something isn't going to work in our favor, that the shadowy side of our natures are inviting us there when we wake up and the goblin wakes up and it's like, basically waking up before you do at the end of the bed, and as soon as you open your eyes to say you're a piece of crap or you can't do that or you're not enough. Any of those things that all of us struggle with at some point when we're faced with change. Nobody likes change unless they can control it, unless we've learned to wear the world as a loose garment and have courage to step into the invisible and trust that Spirit will be there. Spirit has our backs. That's so true. I want you to remember this. We are always protected and divinely directed if we act in faith. The more we feed our fear and repeat that, the more we reinforce our fear, the more we expect that fear to be true, then we are going to create that in the outer world. The outer world is a reflector. Now, we might not see it right away, but the conditions of our outer world that we see today is everything that was created by the way we thought in the past. We've planted those seeds and now they're growing. So if we don't want what we see, we need to choose a new way of being, a new way of acting, and a new way of seeing. And it takes courage. It actually really takes courage to hope. It takes courage to expect something better. And it takes courage to take the risk and say, this is who I am. It is different than who I was. But this is what I expect. Expect the best. Expect the miracles, and they will come. Now, Unfinished Symphony completes the story because it says, okay, you can have courage and take the risk. You can trust that Spirit is there. If you are flexible and you get out of your apathetic mindset, now what about the unfinished business of the past? So now, in this case, I'm going to suggest or invite all of us to take a look at what is unfinished in us. What still needs to heal? Now, for example, I know I have a pattern. I know I have this pattern. This pattern I inherited it from my mother and her mother and an entire culture of an expectation that doesn't make any sense whatsoever to my life. And I'm looking at that right now myself and saying, okay, there's this part of me that I need to love and I need to heal and I need to get to the bottom of it. And I need not to pretend that it isn't there. And I need to share it. And that's what I do in my blogs, by the way, too. So those of you who are, reading my blogs, etc., I always talk about the struggle because all of us struggle. So what happens in that struggle and how do we overcome the struggle? So it's always a teaching mechanism. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead. It is a time for us to really regroup and think about who we really want to be. Who are we here to become? And we can choose our best selves in spite of the shifting sands that the outer world is presenting to us at this time. Remember, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. Trust that. Trust that Spirit has your back. And this will be a phenomenal week. I love you all. Take care. Oh, P.S. My girlfriend Gabby Bernstein is teaching me finally how to get on Instagram. So many of you are asking, am I going to get on Instagram? And I've been not answering any of your requests, etc. So it's Colette Baron-Reid at Instagram, and I'm going to start doing some readings on there. So be patient with me because I'm such a klutz when it comes to Instagram. But I'm totally on it, and Gabby's helping me so that I can help you there too, because I know a lot of you really like to go there, not just Facebook and YouTube. Okay, thanks a lot. If you like this video, well, like it and share it with your friends. And don't forget to leave a comment because I do read them and you can see I like them and comment back.
Traveling down the road, I didn't know that I was lost. I had tried too many shortcuts and the cost left my heart broken. So I had it close.